Here we have a new 2023 Subaru Legacy. This one comes in the limited trim level in Cosmic Blue Pearl. And then we have gray perforated leather interior. Now the powertrain is going to consist of a 182 horsepower, 2.5 liter naturally aspirated boxer engine. And that 4-cylinder is mated to a continuously variable transmission, Subaru's lineartronic CVT. As we come around to the front end here, we do have LED headlamps along with LED daytime running lights and LED fog lights. And the lights don't flash like that. That's just how my camera's picking them up. But love the look for the new Legacy. Kind of reminds me of the new Outbacks. I love how Subaru's going with this kind of futuristic look. And then over here, we have 18-inch aluminum wheels. We get passive keyless entry on the front doors. And then we have our memory seat functions here. Just hit set and then hold it when you want to set. And then we have our rear window locks here. We have one-touch automatic up and down windows on all 4 doors. Power door lock controls are here, and then our power mirror controls are here. Pick a side, you can adjust. And then bottle holder here, little storage. Then we do have the premium Harman Kardon sound system. And then trunk release here, hood release there. And then we can tilt and telescope our steering wheel manually, pulling up here. And then we do have a 12-way power driver's seat with 4-way power lumbar support. So that's pretty impressive to me. And we also have the manual thigh support here if you want to use that. But I have that seat up front adjusted for someone of my size being 6'3" with longer legs. So let's go ahead and take a look at this rear seat room. So not bad leg space. And the seat's actually not too uncomfortable to put my kneecaps in, but the bottom is a little wide there, so that takes up some of the space, but still tons of storage in the back pockets here. And again, sitting like this, I have about 1 inch or 2 of headroom, so I'm not really tripping there. And our grab handle here, we could put a hanger there if we need to. But our rear AC vents are here. We have 2-stage heated outboard seats, and then a USB-C, USB-A charge port duo there. And then this middle seat does fold down. Cup holders are here, or you can use it for an armrest. But let's go ahead and make our way towards the back. So looking in the trunk here, pretty good storage, honestly. It's pretty impressive to have all of this space back here. But then we have our jack and such there. And underneath here is a spare tire. If you ever need to get to that, that's where it is. And then I'm gonna pull this here. Hopefully that will fold down easily. And I'll show you how that rear seat folds. But there's look at the back end there. Again, I like the design. I feel like it's subtle, but still it looks super nice. But as we come around to the side here, fuel cap there. And then I pulled that lever, so this will fold flat there, and we can run longer objects from the back to the front. Top tethers are there. And then the anchors are actually hidden back here, which I like how they did that. But what's also neat is you can just hit this button and pull it, but you can also do it from the trunk. So I like that we have that flexibility. And then here we have an 8-way power driver seat for the front passenger. Lockable glove compartment here. Pretty good storage size, actually. And then a smaller pocket up here. Additional storage on the side there. So I'm liking all the Easter egg storage pockets throughout this car. But coming back around to the front here, let's go ahead and pop the hood. And there's that 2.5 liter 4-cylinder boxer engine. Let's go ahead and hop back in the driver's seat. And before we dive into the interior from the driver's perspective, let's go ahead and take a look at this window sticker. And I want to give a huge shout out to Darrell Waltrip Subaru for allowing me to review this car today. I'll leave a link below in the description for it, as well as their entire new car inventory. but this one stickers right at $32,891. And you all can pause anywhere you need to if you want to take a closer look at anything. But what impresses me is how much of this is from the United States and Canada in terms of the parts content. This is more than most American vehicles these days. But to the steering wheel here, leather wrapped, feels pretty nice. I just like the stitching that goes under as well. But to the radio here, we do get AM, FM, and XM radio. And you can go between your sources there. And then you can set your presets just by holding the button here. And then we also have Bluetooth audio, as well as Apple CarPlay. And then you can use certain apps here. And then you have the Android Auto setup as well. So car info here, I like this. Kind of shows you how the wheels are turned. And then when you're going off-road with this all-wheel drive system, kind of shows you your dimensions there at the bottom. And then you can go to your maintenance here, and it shows you how long you have until you need to get the oil changed, so on and so forth. And the settings are here, so if you want to change your clock, the display, all of that. And then if you want to change your temperature units, go in there. You can go between Fahrenheit, Celsius. And then if you want to change your language, click right there, and you can do that. Now to your settings, you can manage your devices here for the phone, and then you can just add the device and then look for it on your phone. It walks you right through it. So pretty simple. And then that's how you can actually get to your vehicle control settings. I like that we have all the shortcuts down here, including the auto stop toggle. And you can turn on the brake hold there, the traction control, you can set that, the cruise control, acceleration. And then steering responsive headlights, pretty nice to have on this vehicle. And you can turn those on and off if you want to as well. Now for your AC controls, just click right in there. You can adjust them on the fly using these buttons here, or you can actually go through here and scroll up and down, or tap there, and then you can sync and unsync with a touch of a button. And then your auto mode right there, you can turn that on and off, and then to turn it off, you just adjust the fan speed. And then fan directions down in here. So I actually like this system because that's always down there. You can easily pull up the menu, and then you can either exit out, or the system will do it by itself after a few seconds. But you have your 3-stage heated seats, excuse me, for the driver, front passenger, AC toggle there. You can turn the whole system on and off. And then we have our backup camera there. We have guidelines that follows. You turn the steering wheel, excuse me. And then we can turn our rear automatic braking on and off, as well as our parking sensors. And then volume knobs here, you can just tap that to mute. And then you can hold this to power the system down, and then you can actually use this to go through your tune knob and so on and so forth. And then we have the hazards if you ever need them. Down here we have our USB-C, USB-A ports. We can use that for the CarPlay, Android Auto. There's an aux input there. And then we have an electronic parking brake here. Just pull up to engage, hit the brake, press down to disengage. And then for the shifter, pull the lever, reverse, neutral, drive. Then you can come over here, and you have that 8-speed manual mode in the CVT. So it's not an actual manual, but you can kind of shift the revs of the CVT if you want to. And then cup holders are in here. Center console cubby space. You have the top tray, and then the bottom tray here with a 12-volt. And then garage door transmitter is here. Sunglasses holder. I do like that we have the LED dome lights. And there's a view of the back from up here. And then we have the LED lights there as well. So I'm glad they didn't try and go cheap with that. But headlamp controls are here. It's kind of a glare, but that's off, auto, corners, and then on. And then fog light toggle there. High beams, flash the high beams. And then over to the right side, we have our windshield wiper controls. So we can do one time, and then we have intermittent, low, high. We can adjust our intermittent wipers here. Pull up here for the front wiper fluid. And then going back to the steering wheel, we can go through our info on the middle part of the gauge cluster using this here. And then we have the sources we can toggle for audio here, track list or radio station presets we can toggle, and then our Bluetooth controls, voice recognition, volume. And then as part of our Subaru safety system, we have the adaptive cruise there, and then the lane centering, and we can adjust the gap for that adaptive cruise here. And then we can just set it normal there. Then we do have push button start. And then finally, here's the key fob. And next it's time to go ahead and take this 23 Subaru Legacy out on the road for a test drive. So starting the test drive in this 2023 Subaru Legacy, pretty impressed with how Subaru has done this 2.5 liter boxer engine. It reminds me a lot of the Toyota Camrys, as well as the Hyundai Tucsons, the Sonata, the ones that have the 2.5 liter naturally aspirated 4 cylinders, where you wouldn't expect them to be as usable as they are, but they're able to get up and go. And specifically with this one having the CVT, it makes it kind of like Nissan's Altima, I guess the best comparison. Even though it's not turbocharged, it's just a naturally aspirated 4-cylinder, because you don't have those shift points, you just have that linear power, it makes the vehicle feel a bit faster. Now, one thing I forgot to mention is this button right here. That's how you use the trip reset. So you can toggle between A and B there. And then over here to the screen, you can actually go through your widgets and toggle those. So weather is up here. Then you also have your water temperature, oil temperature, all of that. And then down below, you can toggle the different SXM apps that you have. So fuel prices, sports, stocks, all of that. So it's a pretty nice, let's just say you get a lot of features specifically in this Limited that you wouldn't expect. And to be around that $33,000 price point, I'm quite impressed with just the overall features you get in the cabin. Now I'm gonna put it into the manual mode and we'll see how quick this thing really is getting on the interstate here. So I only gave it about half throttle, if that. So for what you use this car for, most of the time there's going to be commuting back and forth to work. You're not going to be trying to race people. It does a great job at just being efficient. And that's why you're getting an average of 30 miles per gallon EPA estimated. So pretty impressive. I'm not gonna have a lot of time to use this, but you do have the lane centering as well as the adaptive cruise, which is great to have as well. So I'm actually not touching the vehicle. It's keeping itself in the lines, doing all the accelerating, so on and so forth. But I mean, a pretty good car for the money. One of the few four-door sedans you can still get. Everyone is trying to go to SUVs, and this is actually a pretty good price point in my opinion versus an Altima, Sonata, something that has the same amount of features compared to this one. So I do want to give one more thank you and shout out to Darrell Waltrip Subaru for allowing me to review this car today. Definitely make sure you check out their website to see what all they have, but pretty good option if you're in the market for a four-door sedan. Has pretty adequate room and not too expensive. But this will bring me to the end of my review of this 2023 Subaru Legacy Limited.